Hi, I'd like to talk to you today about Tinder and why it's a complete waste of your time. So, um, you know, perhaps you've got a very busy day every day, consumed by work and stuff like that. So you don't really have time to go out and meet people. So you decide to go on Tinder because somebody told you that it was, a good medium a good social medium to go and meet people. Meet women if you're a man, or meet men if you're a woman. Tinder is a disaster. It rhymes. Let me tell you why, right? So, when it comes to meeting people, when it comes to meeting women, if you're a man like myself, Tinder is not a good idea. So if you're like myself and you really don't have the time to go out and socialize and meet people, and you can only meet people at your workplace, then yes, by all means, you could go into some quality dating sites and, meet people there, meet women there, right? But to tell you the truth, online dating agencies and stuff, it rarely works. I'm tempted to say it never works, but I'll put it rarely, right? Do you know of anybody who met somebody online and they got married? Or they lived happily ever after? Let's be honest, it doesn't work. But I want to talk specifically about Tinder. After I left my job as a doctor on the cruise ships last year, right? And I reintegrated on land. I took to Tinder briefly. So the first time I was in New York, and I was on Tinder there, and it was interesting. I saw lots of different profiles. We matched and stuff. But when it came to meeting the women I was interacting with on Tinder, I think I met 3 women only, like physically met from Tinder in New York, right? It was always a disappointment for me. The first one I remember, she was nothing like the picture. She had gained a massive amount of weight. It was quite obvious when I saw her. So, I just thought she misrepresented herself. The second one, when she actually spoke, she was just so boring. We had nothing in common, really, And then the third one, there was no chemistry as well. And that's the thing with Tinder, right? Or with any online dating site. Yes, you see each other's pictures. Yes, you're chit-chatting there online. But that chemistry is not there. It's not like, you're walking into a supermarket and you see somebody and automatically, you feel something like, hey, hi. And then when you two are speaking, if the chemistry is there both ways, you just feel it, the both of you. And that's beautiful. And from there, you can take it from there. You ask the lady for her number. You invite her for coffee or maybe lunch the following day or during the weekend. And if that date goes well, then you do a second date. And if that's even better, then that's it. You guys are dating basically, But on Tinder, it's a very different story because I was traveling so much last year. Now, out of curiosity, right, in every city I would Tinder a little bit, just see what's on offer in that town. Just for fun, But look, it doesn't work. It's a waste of time. And my conclusion after some few months of Tindering is this. Most women on Tinder, I feel, are not there to meet Mr. Right? They're just there to stroke their own vanity, right? So they want to get as many matches as possible and then keep them as trophies, right? And then show their matches and compare with their girlfriends and stuff. oh, I've got 20 matches, oh, I've got 45 matches, oh, I've got 150 matches, blah, 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 you know. The one with the more matches is the most valuable, yeah, I mean, in their mind, you know, which is ridiculous, but I feel that's the thing, you know. And anyway, two things happened. One happened just now, about 15 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago. The other one was some few weeks ago. So I was on Tinder here in this city, and I matched with somebody. She had about 4 or 5 pictures. They're all great pictures. The bio was funny. I introduced myself, she responded, we talked a bit. I told her I'm single, unattached, no kids. She told me she's single, no kids, never married. So I thought, okay. So we ended up chatting there for about, it was a weekend, so it was about a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We chatted like 3 days in a row. And, you know, Tinder was telling me that she was just about 1 mile away from me. So she was in the vicinity of this area. She wasn't far, right? Roughly 1 kilometer away from here. Yeah. So she wasn't very far from me. So anyway, on the third day, I went to my local supermarket. It's not far from here. I was going to buy something. And I see her. So at that time, when I saw her, she didn't actually see me immediately. But she was there with a man, and there was like a 4 or 5 year old. And clearly, the man was the husband. The 4 or 5 year old was her kid, right? So it was a family. She was with her kid and her husband. And you know, the kid is trying to run around, so she's stopping the kid and talking to the kid, and the kid is saying, "Mommy," blah, 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 you know. And at that point, like, I'm really staring at her. You know, I remember I was buying some fruits, and she was in front of me, like, just 10 meters away from me. So I'm staring at her, like, I couldn't believe it. Like, she said she was single and this and that, and now she's there with me. You know, mommy and daddy, and you know. So I'm staring at her, and then she looks at me, and automatically she recognizes me. And you could see she was just ashamed and embarrassed. So she looked down, and you could see she was just very embarrassed. So to save her from this embarrassment, I just bolted, you know, I moved out. But I felt quite bad. I mean, for 3 days we've been chatting there. And sometimes we're chatting at night, so I'm just wondering, I mean, you know, you're at home with your husband and you're chatting to some guy. Your thing was sick, man. Anyway, I guess I dodged a major bullet, right? But that's dishonest. Anyway, you know, the second story happened tonight. So, let me tell you what happened, you know. That's just sad. 10 days ago, I was bored, so I went on Tinder again. And I started matching, you know. And there was this woman who was, there were 3 pictures only, right? Look, by now I know the game. I mean, if you're gonna put your pictures, put a facial picture, right? Maybe a face and a torso, and a full picture so I can see what you look like, right? Because if you just show me the face, from your forehead to your neck, I don't see the rest of your body. I mean, you could be a very obese woman pretending to be thin. I mean, you know, a lot of women, they take their pictures almost like an aerial. So when you look from up there, all the fat is hidden. Nothing against fat people, of course not. But don't misrepresent yourself, right? So my criteria basically are, my criteria basically are, in terms of women, you know, that I would want to be with, is people like my previous girlfriends, you know, which are smart, funny, classy, health conscious, you know. And that's the problem with Tinder, because Tinder is more about the physical appearance, right? Whereby for me, I mean, the physical appearance, of course it matters, but it's really not the most important thing as you're speaking to a woman, right? And as you begin to know each other, you're having a conversation, and you know, you're funny, she's funny, you know, a bit of wit, a bit of sarcasm, you know, and you know, you're having a good time. I think you are liking that person more and more as the conversation goes on, until you reach that point where you really want to meet her again, because you know, you just want to be with her again and laugh with her, and you know, you enjoy somebody's company. You see, that's something that you cannot do on Tinder, you know, because you just see the face, oh, she looks pretty, let's meet. And then, you know, when you meet, you know, yeah. But anyway, back to my story. So, about 10 days ago, I was on Tinder. I matched with this woman. I looked at the picture. She looked very pretty, you know. And I said, hi. So she says, hello. So from there, we chit-chatting a bit. Conversation is very banal, very basic, very bland, you know. We don't know each other, so I'm breaking the ice by, you know, being a little bit funny here and there. She seems to go along with it, and she seems funny as well, you know. So she's asking me what I'm doing. So I tell her I'm a doctor, and you know, I'm single, not married, never married, no kids, you know. So she says what women usually say on Tinder, like when I tell them I'm a doctor, people say, please, everybody's a doctor on Tinder, a doctor, a lawyer, or a CEO or something. So I said, I don't know anything about that. All I can tell you is that you ask me what I'm doing, I'm telling you I'm a doctor. So she goes on like, but what if you're not, and blah, blah, blah. And I said, look, I'm a doctor. I mean, why would I say I'm a doctor when I'm not? I mean, take it or leave it, you know. Is it even important for what I am, or who I am, or what I do for a living, you know? What do you want me to say? I'm a doctor, there's nothing else I can say. I'm not going to just lie to keep this conversation going. So she says, okay. And then I'm asking her, I mean, so what do you do for a living? And she says, I'm a political... Like, she couldn't give a title to her position. So she says, I'm advising people on political matters. And I'm like, what? So she says, it sounds vague, right? I said, yeah, very vague. She says, yeah, so I'm an advisor at this agency, and I'm giving advice to people on political matters. I said, I don't understand. Are you saying you're a political advisor then? Yeah, something like that. Basically, you could say that. So I'm saying that's very vague, man. Just give me your title. I mean, what do you do? Because you're working for an agency, right? Yeah. So what do you do? I mean, what's your position there? Yeah, well, it's complicated, you know. So I said, okay, you know, but I find it a bit strange. But I thought, you know, yeah. So then, it shows on Tinder that she's about 10 kilometers from where I am now. Yeah. So I'm saying, okay, so she's not far away from here, so that's good, you know. We seem to be living close to each other. So I'm asking her where she's from, you know, the basic questions. Do you have kids? You know, stuff like that. So yeah, she sees on my little bio there that, you know, I'm a doctor, and then I think I wrote on my Tinder bio that, you know, I love traveling and photography, and there's some pictures of me. There's about 5 pictures of me. I think one in New York, one in South America somewhere, one in, you know, it's 5 pictures in 5 different countries, I think 5 different locations. So she goes on to say, oh yeah, by the way, I see you traveling. I love traveling as well. I travel all the time. I've been to this country and that country and this country and that country, and I constantly travel. Something, oh, okay, but for your job, you mean? So, yeah. I said, but I don't understand. I mean, you're a political advisor, or you work as a political consultant for an advisory firm or something. Like, how come you're traveling so much? So again, she gave me like a vague answer, but I thought, well, okay. So anyway, I don't have much time to waste on Tinder and stuff like that. So I'm quite direct, right? I'm always very direct. So we're chatting there, that's day one, and I tell her, listen, you only have headshots, man. I mean, why don't you send me like a full picture, right? Because I need to see how you look like. So she goes on, oh, is it about the physique and all that stuff? And I said, no, of course not. But it matters, right? When you meet people on the streets, in a social event, anywhere, at work, you're attracted by how they look, right? So day two, we keep on chatting there. And I'm telling her day two, like, hey, listen, if you're free tomorrow, it's going to be day three tomorrow. If you're free tomorrow, let's meet briefly, right? We can do coffee around this place. I mean, you don't live far away from here, so you can do a quick coffee, maybe lunchtime or later in the afternoon, and just meet for maybe like half an hour, and so we know how we look like live, right? He says, oh yeah, I would love that, but tomorrow I'm actually flying to Germany, to Darmstadt. What did she say? I've deleted it now, but she said, I'm flying to Darmstadt, something like that, in Germany. I said, oh wow, I mean, when were you gonna tell me that? Because now we're chatting and I'm inviting you for coffee, and now you're telling me you're flying tomorrow? Oh yeah, I should have told you. Yes, I'm flying tomorrow to Germany, and I'm gonna be gone for 3 weeks. So I'm thinking, well, it's kind of a waste of time. I mean, I've been chatting to this lady for 2 days, and now that I want to meet her, she's telling me she's going to Germany tomorrow. So I was kind of surprised. I mean, so now it's the evening, it's like 9 o'clock at night. We're just chatting on Tinder. I'm inviting you for coffee the following day, and you telling me now that, hey, I'm flying to Germany tomorrow morning, and I'll be back in 3 weeks. I mean, imagine, I am chatting with a woman, for 2 days, and then she's very interested, and then on the second day, it's 9 o'clock at night, and she says, hey, can we meet tomorrow? And I said, oh, by the way, tomorrow morning I'm flying to Japan. That's odd, right? That's something you should have said earlier on. At the very beginning, actually. Hey, nice to meet you too, you seem interesting, but let me just tell you that, I'll be going to Japan for 3 weeks in 2 days. So that, you don't waste anybody's time. So anyway, the following evening, on WhatsApp, so she says, so that's day number 3 now. She says, hi, it's cold here in Darmstadt, freezing cold. And how have you been? So I said, oh, well, I'm glad you arrived safely, and blah, 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 we talk a bit there, It's very short, because, I was very busy that night. And then day 4, already I'm not very interested anymore, because, she's gone for 3 weeks. Look, I've never even seen you. I'm not investing anything in this talk, right? So anyway, day 4 again at night. Hi, how you doing? It's greetings from Darmstadt in Germany. Today was a busy day. I did this and that, So I'm like, okay, and then we chit chat for like 6 or 7 messages, and then that's it, And this goes on about every night. Day 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, until tonight, day 10. So tonight, right? Actually, yesterday, she texts me, right, on WhatsApp. Hi, how you doing? Greetings from Germany. This and this is going on. How you doing? How are you? So actually, I forgot to respond because I was so busy. All right. And to tell you the truth, I'm not interested in that. So anyway, tonight, she's WhatsApping me again. The usual stuff. Hello, how are you? And this and that. I said, oh, I'm fine. Yes, I've had a busy day. I did this and that. But what about you? And she said, yeah, me too. But actually now, because it's I've got a free day today and tomorrow, I can do this and that. I said, oh, okay, good for you. And now she says, yeah, I'm going to visit this town properly because I've got my brother that lives here in Darmstadt, Germany. I'm thinking, wait a minute. Like, I didn't write it down, but I thought, wait a minute. I invited you for coffee about a week ago. You said you can't because the following day you're flying off to Germany for work, right? It's like they're sending you there for work in Darmstadt, Germany. And now you're telling me that your brother is living there in Darmstadt, where they've sent you for work. Have you forgotten what you told me the first time? When she said that, I thought, another faker, Just because I wrote in my profile and I put pictures of me traveling the world, and I'm a doctor and all this, she probably thought she was going to elevate herself to a higher level and just lie about what she does, and she's traveling the world. She's now in Germany. Tomorrow she'll be in Singapore, and so I thought, I was kind of disappointed. That's Tinder for you. So I go back to Tinder, and the profile is still there because we matched. And I go to her profile there, right? And I see distance from me right now is 25 kilometers. So I'm like, wait a minute. She flew to Germany, man. So she should be thousands of kilometers away from me. How come she's 25 kilometers from me? That's odd, right? So I'm thinking, wait a minute. So I'm sending her a message on Tinder now, and I said, hi, how you doing? How's Germany treating you? Is it still very cold today? So she says, hi, yes, today is freezing again, but it's a bit better, blah, 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 I said, oh, okay. Well, I'm looking forward to see you when you come back in 2 weeks by now. 2 weeks, yeah. She says, yeah, me too, yeah. It's going to be great and this and that. Good. So I'm doing this to just confirm that she's on Tinder, right? Because I was thinking maybe we're talking via WhatsApp, but her phone is at home. And that's why it shows that she's 25 kilometers away from me. So if on WhatsApp I ask her, how come it says on Tinder you're 25 kilometers away? She could always answer that, oh yes, because I left my phone at home and I don't have a phone now. I just bought this phone in Germany. I'm communicating to you through now, blah, blah, blah. So I'm confirming that she's on Tinder. Yeah. And she's talking to me on Tinder now, texting me, and it says right now that she's 25 kilometers away from me. Right? So 2-3 messages, and then I say, what time is it in Darmstadt now? So I mean, these conversations, these texts, they go like less than 60 seconds. Tick tack, tick tack, tick tack, right? But I said, what time is it in Germany now? Takes her 7 minutes to reply, and then she says, she gives me the correct time. I already know that the whole thing is off. She's been exposed. It's BS. She was never in Germany. She was at home here, right? So I say, by the way, listen, I should tell you, Your Tinder geotag is 25 kilometers from where I am right now. Your Tinder location shows that you're 25 kilometers away from me right now. Silence for a good 4 to 5 minutes. And then she says, interesting. So I quickly reply, yes it is. So then she replies, yes, it's strange. To which I reply, yes it is. I mean, if you're really in Germany and I'm telling you something like that, you would say, what? No, I mean, I'm in Germany, I don't understand. There must be something wrong with Tinder, blah, blah, but you could just see that she was all embarrassed. So then 2-3 minutes later, she says, yes, it's very strange. So then I reply, listen, do me a favor. Never ever try to contact me again. Now unmatched there, right here. No reason, unmatched. Then I went on WhatsApp and I just blocked and deleted her. And that's Tinder for you, right? Basically lots of fakers, lots of people pretending to be people they're not, married women pretending to be single, mothers of 4 pretending to have no kids, women who are always trying to elevate themselves to something they're not. Lots of dishonest people there on Tinder. That's very sad. Of course, there must be some honest people, but there's a lot of time wasters, who are just getting as many matches with men as possible, just as trophies, to show their friends that, look at all my matches, or just to satisfy their own deeper insecurities, and sense of worth, right? So yeah, don't go on Tinder, it's a waste of time. I've learned my lesson down. This is the 3rd time BS like that is happening to me, so that's it forever, that's for sure. Also, I'm always matching quickly on Tinder. Look, let me show you. I mean, as an example there, Tinder, right? So have a look. So I hope you can see this. Perhaps, yeah. That should work. So Tinder, right? So I'm going to my Tinder app. That's Tinder. Look at that, right? So, yes, she's nice. It's a match. That's Tinder. Keep swiping. Keep swiping. It's a match. Continue. It's a match. That's Tinder. You always matching very fast on Tinder. That was just a car. So anyway, we go there. No, it's a match. All right. So I mean, you see what's happening. I'm just swiping there. It's a match. I mean, that's Tinder, man. I mean, you're always matching everybody. So no. It's a match. Continuing this, it's a match again. Keep swiping. No, okay, what is this? Can't see anything here. Right. Oh, but it's a match anyway. So I mean, you're wondering if these are real people or just automated bots here. Because I mean, look, I'm not Casanova or something, so it's suspicious, just matching everybody like that, and that happens everywhere in the world, man. You just go and you match, everything is back, okay. So yeah, that's Tinder, a complete waste of time, like I said, I mean, you match a lot, but the conversations are always empty, bland, vanilla, boring, you know. So I mean, what's the point? The best thing to do, honestly speaking, is to just go out there, and then when there's somebody you really like, just approach them and have a conversation with them, or just introduce yourself. I think, you know, the old way of just going out there and approaching people and talking to them is the best way. And look, if they're not interested, you move on. If they really don't want to talk to you, you move on. If they really want to talk to you, then you talk to them, and from there, you know, that's how it should be, right? So yeah, don't waste your time on Tinder or any other matchmaking app like that, because ultimately you'll always be disappointed. You know, women are going there just to stroke their ego, you know, and their own vanity. They're not really there to meet people, you know. And those who actually want to meet people, their hopes are so high that they're completely detached from reality, right? They all want this super handsome, godlike figure. Yeah, it's just unreal. Best to meet people in real life and feel that immediate chemistry. You know, if it's there, it's there. You know, the beauty about meeting people is that when you go and you approach a woman, you're a man, you approach the woman, right? And she dismisses you, or she's being a little bit rude or really not interested. That's the best thing that can happen to you, because right away you know that, oh no, this is not for me. Yeah, she's a bit nasty, you know, and then you move on. So that's the best thing that can happen to you. That same nasty person, right? That same bitchy person, that same nasty person with a bad attitude. Imagine if you meet her on Tinder. That's the other thing. She will hide that personality, and you might waste some few days, a week, maybe more, until you discover that, oh, it's a complete waste of time. So yeah, the direct approach out there in the open is always the best, because you know exactly what you're going to be getting. You know, they're speaking to you, you're speaking to them. If you don't like them, right away you know where you stand and you move on and you speak to somebody else. That's my advice to you. Look, I've learned my lesson. I'm gonna go and sleep now. Tomorrow is a better day. It's another day. So I'm gonna disconnect myself from Tinder, and I'm sure from tomorrow life should already be better, you know, because once you're off Tinder, now you have to meet people on the streets, so to speak, you know. And I think you should do the same, man. Disconnect yourself from Tinder or any other social app like that. I mean, you know, dating app, because it's a waste of time. And you'll see your life too will be much, much better, you know. Anyway, that's my video today. Cheers.